Some decisions you make can be life-changing, and getting the right child car seat for your baby is one of these. With hundreds to choose from, how do you select the right seat for your baby? And then how do you ensure that it's fitted correctly so that it will protect your baby if the worst happens? Don't worry, in the next few minutes we will talk you through all you need to know about choosing and using rear-facing child car seats, whether you are expecting or already have a new addition to your family. Fortunately, very few parents intentionally break the law by not using a child car seat. However, a survey found that 2 out of every 3 seats checked were fitted incorrectly. A baby's head and neck can be injured in a crash, therefore,
rear-facing child car seats provide the best protection for your baby's head, neck and spine, so it's best to keep your baby rearward-facing for as long as possible. By keeping your baby in a rear-facing child car seat, you reduce the risk of death or injury in a crash by 90% compared with if they were unrestrained. Rear-facing baby seats have an energy-absorbing interior, as well as a 5-point harness to hold your baby securely in place. Some seats, especially all I-size seats, will have side impact protection. With this seat, you unscrew the circular cylinder nearest the door, but other seats may work differently, so do check your instruction manual.
with so many seats to choose from, it can all be a bit mind-boggling. You can narrow down your search by deciding how much you would like to spend and how long you would like your child to be rear-facing. In some seats this can be up to 4 years. Finally, you will need to decide whether you will use the car seat belt or ISOFIX to secure the seat.
To be legal, all seats must conform to one of 2 current safety regulations, known as either R44 or R129, also often called I-size. Whatever seat you choose, as long as you look out for an E marking on the orange label attached to the seat, it will comply with one of these 2 standards.
It's important to remember that even though the seat is legal, it may not be safe to use in your vehicle because
Not all seats fit all vehicles, so do check both your vehicle and your child car seat manufacturer's websites for compatibility. If you can, try the seat in your vehicle before you buy. If your child travels in more than one vehicle, make sure the seat is compatible with all of them. Avoid buying online unless you're sure the seat will fit both your child and your vehicle. Avoid buying a second-hand seat as you won't know its full history. Even if it looks fine, it may have been damaged or even have been involved in an accident. Plus, an older seat may not even be legal. It's actually illegal to use a seat if it doesn't meet the current R44 and I-size safety standards.
you can use the ROSPA child car seat website, childcarseats.org.uk, to check if your chosen seat is compatible with your car, or you can check on the seat manufacturer's site. Once you have got your seat, it's a good idea to practice fitting it in the car. Don't try it for the first time at hospital.
Child seats can be fitted into your vehicle in one of 2 ways. The first uses the vehicle's standard 3-point seatbelt system, and the second uses ISOFIX. ISOFIX is a way of plugging a child car seat directly into factory-fitted anchorage points that are found in all newer vehicles.
Most ISOFIX seats will be fitted in a similar way as shown here.
The ISOFIX prongs on the child seat push into the car's ISOFIX anchorage points. When the seat is properly positioned, you will hear an audible click and see green indicators. Some seats have a separate base which the seat clicks into. To fit the base, make sure the seat is removed first. Again, you'll hear an audible click and see green indicators when you push the base's ISOFIX prongs into the anchorage points. Some seats will have a top tether or an extendable foot to provide extra stability. To use the top tether, connect the strap on your child's seat to the top tether point in your vehicle. Never fasten the tether to anything else like a head restraint or a luggage hook, as this won't hold strong enough in the event of an impact. And not all ISOFIX vehicles are equipped with tether mounting points, so do consult your vehicle's handbook before attempting to fit. If the child's seat has a support foot, pull the foot down until it rests flat and braced against the floor. Some seats have green markers to show when it's properly fastened. Although it's easier to use than the top tether, the foot of the support leg must not rest on a floor storage compartment unless the car manufacturer says it's safe to do so, as the compartment could collapse in a collision.
If you decide to use a seat which is secured using the car's seatbelt, remember that
All I-size child car seats use ISOFIX, although some like this seat can be fitted without its base using the seatbelt. Before fitting, check the instructions to see how the handle should be positioned. To fit, make sure the bottom of the seat is resting squarely on your vehicle's seat and is stable. Then feed the seatbelt through the guides. For rear-facing seats, these are always coloured blue. Make sure the lap section of the belt goes across the top of the seat and the diagonal section goes around the back of the seat. Once completed, make sure the seatbelt isn't twisted. If the seatbelt is too short, check the instructions to see if there's an alternative routing, or try to fit it in one of the other seats. If not, the child seat is unsuitable for your vehicle. Push your knee into the baby seat, forcing it into the vehicle's seat, and pull the seatbelt tight. Use the fastening lever or button if your seat has one to tighten up and lock the seatbelt. Check your seat instructions to see if it has a side impact feature and how to adjust it. Always use this feature on the side that's nearest to the vehicle's door. Once fitted, check the seat is held securely. It should rest firmly on the vehicle's seat with hardly any forwards or sideways movement. Pull the seat to check that it's securely fastened in place. If it's loose, then it's not properly fitted. Check that the buckle is not resting against any hard part of the frame. This is called buckle crunch and means the buckle is under pressure and so could shatter or spring open in the event of a crash. The buckle of the seatbelt must be level or lower than the baby seat. If there is buckle crunch, try fitting the seat in a different position. If that doesn't work, then you need to choose a different seat as it's not compatible with your vehicle.
The safest place to put your baby seat is in the rear middle seat if it has either a 3-point seatbelt or ISOFIX points. The next safest place is in the rear passenger side seat, as in most cases you will be opening the door away from traffic.
You can put a rear-facing seat into the front of the car. However, if you do this, you must switch the passenger airbag off. Consult your vehicle's handbook on the procedure, and if you can't switch the airbag off, then the seat cannot be fitted in that position. It's actually illegal to place a rear-facing seat in the front passenger seat if there's an active airbag because the back of the baby seat is very close to the dashboard. If the airbag went off in an accident, it would hit the baby seat with some considerable force.
Whatever seat you use, it's important to correctly secure the baby in the seat.
When putting your baby into the seat, it's not advisable for them to wear a heavy coat or thick clothing, as this may prevent the harness from working correctly in the event of an impact. Don't have the seat too upright, as you don't want your baby's head falling onto their chest. Do take some time to get them comfortably strapped in, and do make sure the internal 5-point harness that holds them isn't twisted. To correctly adjust the harness, ensure that it's level or no more than 2 centimeters below your baby's shoulders. The buckle should not be in contact with their stomach, but rest in the pelvic area. Pull the harness tight and check that it's secure. You should only be able to fit 2 fingers between the harness and your baby's chest. Check that the seat and harness is securely fitted every journey, as these can work loose over time. Check the seat periodically for damage too, especially if it's been moved between different vehicles. And never use a second-hand seat unless you know its history and have the fitting instructions.
If you would like specific advice on how best to carry a baby which is low birth weight, then please view our short film which has lots of advice on this topic. Best to keep your child rearward facing for as long as possible. In an I-size seat, by law they must be rearward facing until they are at least 15 months old. If you want more information on using and fitting both rear and forward facing child car seats, visit our website childcarseats.org.uk. But for now, here are some top tips.
A rear-facing child car seat is often the first type of seat that you'll buy, so here's some tips for using them. Never place the seat forward-facing unless the seat is a combination rear forward-facing seat and the child has reached the required weight or height to be moved to a forward-facing position. It's against the law to put a rear-facing child car seat in the front passenger seat if there's an active airbag, so if you can't turn the airbag off, you must put the child seat in the back. When placing the seat in the vehicle, recline it as much as possible. Never leave your baby unattended in the seat. Try to have someone to sit next to your baby, especially when they're very young. Only use the baby seat in a vehicle. They shouldn't be used for feeding your baby or letting them sleep in at home. Try to keep vehicle travel to a minimum in the first few months of your baby's life. It's best to avoid keeping a very young baby in a car seat for longer than 30 minutes. If possible, travel time for older babies should be less than 2 hours. If in any doubt about using a rear-facing child car seat for the first time, do consult the hospital or your GP.